Herschel Walker is going to be the next senator from Georgia. In my opinion, he is going to beat Raphael Warnock. And Democrats know it. And Democrats are getting increasingly nervous as we sit here 34 days from the midterm. A little bit less than 5 weeks, a little bit over a month. And they know that they are going to lose in Nevada. Adam Laxalt is going to win that race. They're going to lose a seat there. They are very nervous they're going to lose in Georgia. They're nervous they're going to lose in Arizona. We just had Tiffany Smiley on. She's running a whale of a campaign in Washington. Georgia, Joe O'Dea. Colorado, Joe O'Dea. There's a lot of different places out there. New Hampshire with Donald Baldock. A lot of different places out there where Democrats are on the defensive. And their strongest campaign probably is in Pennsylvania, and Fetterman is falling apart. Everything surrounding the Fetterman campaign is completely falling apart. As I've told you for several weeks now, I think Dr. Oz is going to win that race. I bring all this up for this reason. And our friend Ron Johnson in Wisconsin, they're talking about pulling all of their money on Mandela Barnes out of Wisconsin because Ron Johnson, I believe, is out to a minus 400 favorite in the gambling markets to be reelected in the state of Wisconsin. I bring all of this up because it's the underlying reason why Democrats are desperately putting their allies in the media to work trying to tear down Herschel Walker. What happened here is on Sunday, New York Times sent a white reporter to Wrightsville, Georgia, to write a piece saying Herschel Walker's not black enough to represent the state of Georgia. Next day, Daily Beast comes out with a story about Herschel Walker allegedly paying for an abortion. Back in 2009, whatever it is, 13, 14 years ago. And my point on this is pretty straightforward. I don't understand how anybody could not vote for Herschel Walker because Joe Biden is the worst president of our lives. And if you vote for Raphael Warnock in Georgia, you are giving a rubber stamp supporter of Joe Biden another term in the Senate, during which time he will advocate for higher inflation. Joe Biden has got the highest inflation in 40 years, will not support our military, will not support our ability to defend ourselves in this country, murder rates skyrocketing, won't support our ability to defend the southern border. And also, you're supporting someone who has rubber stamped everything that Joe Biden has wanted for the first 2 years of his term. On that alone, it's a binary choice. You're either for Joe Biden and you vote for Raphael Warnock, or you're not and you vote for Herschel Walker. Herschel is winning right now, and Democrats are desperate to retain the Senate, which is why they are throwing everything they can at Herschel Walker on a personal level. And let me just be clear about this. I've been consistent, unlike most people. I want someone who can do a good job. I don't particularly get obsessed with morals. I'm a dad. I like to think that I'm a good dad. But if I were a surgeon and you needed open heart surgery, would you care whether I was a good dad or would you want the best surgeon? If you were on an airplane and you had a pilot, you probably would like for your pilot to be a really good husband. But would you really care if the pilot were a great husband if all you were concerned about was whether he could land the plane and you were going to go away safe? My point on this is, if you are getting attacked based entirely on your personal life, it's probably a sign that everyone out there does not have good attack ads on you for what you actually would do or believe politically. Georgia is more in line with Herschel Walker than it is Raphael Warnock. And they are desperate because they've spent over $50 million to try to destroy Herschel Walker's candidacy, and he's still winning. And they are going to throw every scintilla of personal attack that they can at Herschel Walker over the next 34 days because they know that Brian Kemp is going to win, and Brian Kemp is going to win and destroy Stacey Abrams, and also that Herschel Walker is going to win, and they're trying desperately to keep that from happening. So that's the underlying story. And look, Democrats were fine with Bill Clinton smoking cigars and giving all sorts of attention to his intern, Monica Lewinsky, in the Oval Office. They were fine with Bill Clinton staying in office. They didn't care about any of the issues that came with sleeping with or engaging in sexual activity with an intern. They were fine with Ted Kennedy driving his car off the road in Chappaquiddick and killing a woman. They reelected him 6 times in Massachusetts. They're fine right now with John Fetterman, by far the worst candidate nominated by either party. The guy can't even speak. He almost died in May. He had a bad stroke. He literally cannot speak cogently for more than a minute or two in a row. The number one responsibility of any senator is to speak and advocate for his constituency. They just don't care. They are not in any way actually making things better. And they know it, and they don't have anything to run on when it comes to inflation in the economy, when it comes to the border, when it comes to crime, and to the fact that they were wrong about whether schools could reopen, whether we needed to wear masks, all of those things. And so they're attacking Herschel Walker personally. Herschel had one of his best days ever fundraising on the web after all these attacks. I'd encourage you to go support him. I know we have a monster audience in Georgia. In fact, Atlanta is our biggest audience, I believe, for Outkick. Actually, I got that wrong. Chicago is our biggest audience. Atlanta is number 2. We have a monster audience at Outkick in both places, all over the state of Georgia. You need to go cast your ballot for Herschel Walker. He's the better choice. Not perfect. Everything about Herschel Walker is not perfect, but he is by far the better choice than the Reverend Raphael Warnock.